Hey ladies, welcome back. It's Tamikia TTC. How are you today? All right, so just a little church business. If you have sent me a follow request on Instagram and I have not responded to it, I've got over 150 requests in there. It just means I don't recognize you as a TTC profile and I don't recognize you from YouTube. Blame it on my head, not my heart, and just send me a message so I can let you in. If you're sitting around and just waiting, just send me a message so I can let you in. It's nothing personal. It's just still kind of semi-private. It's just not open to everybody right now. So just send me a message. My eyebrow looks a little crazy, doesn't it? Anyway, so I am 17 weeks and 6 days today. 17 weeks and 6 days. What's it like? Well, I believe baby G is supposed to be the size of a turnip. But at my last scan that I mentioned last week, that he was measuring 6 days ahead. So he's about as big as a bell pepper, I guess. Then, or now, I don't know. If he's still measuring almost a week ahead, then he's measuring like a 19 week. I don't know. I didn't have any scans or anything this week. I did get my spina bifida blood work done. Those results are actually in. Unfortunately, I can't see them. So LabCorp likes to hold on to the results for a certain amount of time. And they send them to the doctor. They hold on to it for a certain amount of time. There are actually two different results that are in there for him. For the doctor, I'm not understanding why there are two. But maybe some of the results came in a little later. I don't know. But one result I can't see until tomorrow, and the other result I can't see until the 27th. Today's the 24th. So the results are in. I just can't see. But I don't go back to the doctor until next week, the 4th, June 4th. And that'll be for my anatomy scan. So the results will be in by then, but I will have looked at them by then. So that will probably be the next time that I speak to you guys, if not. So at any rate, I'm not going to try to predict when the next time I'm going to record a video because I am trying my best to keep up here. So as far as symptoms go, still a whole lot of the same. No nausea, no morning sickness, no food aversions, no cravings. I still don't have a bump. I did post on Instagram. A few of you ladies think that I have a bump, I guess. I'll give you a quick shot of what I got, but keep in mind I just ate, so it might be a little bit more plump than normal. But actually, this is what I'll do. Here's a shot of me at 4 weeks pregnant, and here's a shot of me at 17 weeks pregnant. See the difference? Not much of a difference, right? I don't know. Or maybe I have those backwards. Whichever way, it'll make sense. One of these will be 4, one will be 7, whatever. 17. So as you can see, I've lost weight, even though the scale doesn't say that I lost any weight. Scale says I haven't lost any, I haven't gained any. But you can clearly see that I've lost weight. My stomach is smaller. Some are saying that they can see a bump, I guess, with my uterus raised up. My intestines and stomach are all pushed up, so that is sort of pushing out a little bit. But I feel like if I gave you like a morphing of like 4 weeks to 17 weeks, that has been there even when the baby was behind my pubic bone. So I don't know that I'm attributing that as a bump. So if you attribute it as a bump, okay. So I'll show you what I got right now, if you can see. So I've got a fluffy belly anyway, and I've eaten. This isn't really a good. Hang on, I'm gonna try to squat. See? Right, mostly fat, because look, I can lift it. So I don't know. I definitely have bigger boobs, so that should account for a teeny tiny bit of weight. And apparently I have more blood flowing through my body. There's a greater volume and all of that great stuff. And all this should account for additional weight on the scale, and it's just not. So that's pretty much where we are. Not much is going on this week. I am still incredibly fatigued. What I have been experiencing, I said in the last video that I'm just completely overworked. I'm still completely overworked. I really need to take some time off. I've not been able to take any time off yet. Fortunately, this is a 3-day weekend. Today's Friday. Monday will be Memorial Day, so that's a 3-day weekend, so that works out good, but I really need more time than that. And I saw my counselor last Friday. This would have been after the last video. I saw my counselor last Friday, and you know, she's checking in on me because I do have a history of depression. And so the doctors are always like, oh, do you have any feelings of sadness, hurting yourself, hurting others, all this other kind of stuff. So no, I don't necessarily feel sad. I just feel overwhelmed. I feel like it's down, but it's not like sad. I just feel like I'm overworked and I just don't want to do it. I have no motivation to do it. And that's that. I just don't want to work. I need some time off. I really need some time off. I just don't know when I'm going to be able to get it. And in my mind, I feel like I need to like reserve my vacation days for maternity leave, but you know, it's to the point where I really feel like I need like mental health days. And again, mental health days are like sick days. They're not vacation days. So it's just not a good opportunity. There's never a good opportunity to take a sick day. And to be honest, I almost never take sick days, but I feel bad because I'm not necessarily making up the hours from all my doctor's appointments either. So I feel like I'm using a lot of sick time. But I'm just overwhelmed with it all. And I feel like I just haven't been able to catch up. Like, this TTC journey has taken 2 years. It's literally taken over my life. And I just feel behind and overwhelmed all over again. And I think not going to acupuncture every week is also contributing to my mood not being as upbeat as it normally is. And I feel like I just need to get out of the house, you know? And last weekend I did get out of the house. It's not like I'm not motivated to do anything. I'm just not motivated to work. Like, I don't want anything to do with work whatsoever. When I have work to do and deadlines, I am literally knowingly, intentionally letting these deadlines go by. Because I don't have it in me to do it. And that makes me sad because it's like, I'm overdoing this deadline. I feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. And that hurts me to the core because I love what I do and I love my job and I take ownership and pride in it. And I feel like I'm failing, which I'm just not used to doing that. I am not used to failing. I do also have my business, which I've literally neglected for the last 2 years. There's been some things happening around that over the fact that I've been neglecting it during this process as well. So that's some added frustration that I'm having to deal with right now. I just feel like, my home is a mess because I've not like been around to like pick up and clean up, and I just want to push a vacuum, but I don't have the energy to do it. And I don't want to pay someone to come in because I've got all kinds of like identity and sensitive information and stuff hanging around here that I don't want somebody like eyeballing and slipping in their pocket because I wouldn't even know that it was gone. So, like I've got like checkbooks, like, kind of thrown around. So I can't just bring somebody in to clean up for me. I feel like I need to clean up and get those kind of things like in a place that they shouldn't be in before I bring some stranger in here to like clean up. So I don't know that. And the fact that like I'm sitting in my living room and it's a mess, I can only take so much of that before it starts to affect my mood. So at this point, it's like I need some time to like pick up, clean up, even if it's just the living room, so I can feel better. Like, there's something about a freshly vacuumed carpet that just makes me feel really good. Something about freshly vacuumed carpet. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Do you feel the same way I do? You know, I don't know. But that's kind of where I've been the last week. It's just, you know, or really like the last 2 weeks, like I haven't taken out the trash. I need to do that. It's just been a struggle to make sure the cats are taken care of. And I just feel like nothing is in order and it's driving me crazy. But getting out of the house helps. It makes me feel better. So I am getting out of the house tonight. I called up a friend of mine, an old coworker, and asked her if she wanted to like go do like dinner and a movie or something this weekend, and so she agreed to tonight. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight, and hopefully in this 3-day weekend I'll be using it to like catch up with some stuff like inside the house. Like I want to push a vacuum, I want to push the carpet cleaner. You know, I just want to kind of get some things in order because I just feel like it's all like crowding on top of me, and things are just kind of building. Like my suitcase from when I went to New York is kind of like still over here. So anyway, that's been that. Other pregnancy symptoms, I feel like this baby is taking my edges. I don't know where my edges have gone, but I feel like this baby has taken all my edges. And giving me acne. Now they say girls are supposed to steal your beauty, not boys. My face is actually doing okay as far as acne is today, but man, if you can see, like I'm not wearing any makeup, you can see like I've got like marks here and like my upper lip and stuff where the bumps have been showing up. They've kind of been showing up like around here as well, and like around here, and then kind of like some bumps here like around my edges and stuff. So I'm just like, oh my gosh, I haven't had acne like this since college. This sucks. I've been out of college 15 years. This sucks. And I can't stand a whitehead. I have to pop them all. I know they leave marks, but I can't stand. I'll take a mark over walking around with a whitehead. So there's that. Other than that, just the extreme fatigue. I'm still not sleeping well. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. Laying. I'm mostly a right side sleeper. Although they said try to sleep on your left side, I'm mostly a right side sleeper. Especially when I'm laying across the couch, I'm on my right side almost all the time. However, I'm starting to find being on my right side uncomfortable, so I tend to turn on my back. And according to the apps, at least I think going into my 18th week, I'm supposed to stop laying on my back because there's a major artery that the baby would then be resting on, which would, you know, diminish blood flow if I laid on my back. So if I'm laying down, I'm supposed to be laying on one of my two sides. So I try to lay on my right side in the bed. I try to get in the bed and lay on my left side. But a couple of nights ago, I had an issue getting comfortable where I actually felt the weight, pardon me, of my uterus. So I think I need to get my body pillow. It's about time for me to get my body pillow out and start sleeping with that. So I have a body pillow. It's brand new. As a matter of fact, it's right here. It's brand new, still in the plastic. See that? I bought this as a faith purchase when I first started IVF almost a year ago. I did my first IVF retrieval in June. So, yeah, so almost a year ago, this has just been sitting in plastic, waiting to get used. I was in Bed Bath & Beyond and said, oh, I need a body pillow. So I'll buy a body pillow. So I have this pillow. And I even have a pillowcase that I bought with it. It's around here somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is. But I think it's time to break out the body pillow and start sleeping on and with it because I'm starting to feel discomfort on my side. So in regards to my belly. So even though I don't have a bump, I still feel the weight of my uterus when I'm laying on my side. And I like to be almost in like the fetal position, like with my knees bent and stuff, which is supposed to be partially comfortable. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that will help me get some more sleep. I don't know. The crazy dreams. I'm still having the crazy vivid dreams where things don't make sense. I had one that was like meshed with The Simpsons, and I was kind of in a board game with The Simpsons, but in my house, and people showed up, and I was trying to keep them out, and they were trying to control the water in the house. Don't get me started. The dreams are like really crazy, and they make absolutely no sense. But so that's it. Like, I guess that's all just crazy hormones, right? All just crazy hormones. So as far as like typical pregnancy symptoms, nothing. And my friend was asking, like, as far as like where to eat tonight, she was like, well, what's the baby craving? I'm like, the baby doesn't crave anything. And as a matter of fact, this whole eating 6 times a day thing, by the time I get to the evening, I'm so over food, I could care less. So I just told her, listen, just pick where you want. I'll figure it out. I'm under carb restriction, and I could really care less about food by this time of day. So we're gonna go see The Intruder, which I have not seen. I keep hearing that it's a really good movie. So she hasn't seen it either, so that's great. We're gonna go see that tonight, and hopefully kick off my 3-day weekend of, picking up around the house and maybe a little bit of relaxation by the time I get to Mondays. We'll see how that goes. So next week, I believe next week on the 4th, I will have my anatomy scan. Hopefully the baby will be in a good position where they can see a nasal bone. I did do some additional research on the nasal bone thing, and I found out that Asians and African Americans, the nasal bone can develop slower. So when they tend to look for it, which is between weeks 11 and 13, it may not be there. Also, more times than not, the non-appearance of a nasal bone means absolutely nothing. So it's a soft marker for Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a chromosomal issue. I believe that has to do with chromosome 21, which, again, the PGS testing determined the number of chromosomes were normal. The NIPT test determined that chromosome 21 was negative for any abnormalities, as well as 13 and 20. I forget the other one, but it was in the last video. So, I mean, or a few over here. So, I don't think my baby has Down syndrome. And if he does, we'll deal with it. So it is what it is. It's a non-issue. It's not something that I should be majorly concerned with. I will also say that I have been in contact. I don't know if I've mentioned this in the video, but I have been in contact with multiple mothers who are using my donor. So most of them already have babies. I was really in contact with 2 women. One has boy-girl twins that were born last year, and the other one is still trying with the donor. So we've been in direct contact, some via phone and text, and some via email. Now, the one with the boy-girl twins, she just created a private group on Facebook for all of us and invited all of us. So there were some additional ladies who I had information on. I just had not reached out to them because I was not pregnant at the time that I got their information. And with everything being so busy, I'm starting to get really sleepy. But with everything being so busy, I just hadn't had a chance to reach out to them. So I'm glad she created this group. They were very generous in sharing pictures of their babies. They're beautiful, beautiful babies. Most of them are boys. Unfortunately, one of them had a stillbirth, I think a 23-week stillbirth in March, which was incredibly heartbreaking. But she's still in the group. She still has vials, and she says she's going to try again. So hopefully she sticks around. That made me really self-conscious about posting the fact that I was pregnant, considering that she just lost her baby. So, so that was a little hard for me to introduce myself as a pregnant woman. But I will say these babies look just like the donor. These babies look just like the donor. So they have a lot of his features. So he definitely has some really strong genes. The strong genes run in my family as well. So it'll be interesting to see which genes will run strong in this baby, or if the baby will look more like one of us at birth and then make a transition to the other one as he grows up. So that will be really interesting as well. The one mother of the boy-girl twins, she actually has an additional vial of this donor that I am in discussions with her and trying to get. She doesn't plan to use the vial. It's still around. So she and I have been talking about, the logistics for me getting this vial from her. So that would give me a chance to have a full sibling. Hopefully, if my egg reserve cooperates next year, because I do still plan to do a egg retrieval and fertilize the eggs about 6 months after the baby is born. So I don't know if I talked about this very much, but I plan to stay out about 6 months. I plan to stay out from work about that long if I can. Like, I just need to be able to save enough money. I just need to keep the disasters from happening around here. But I have a plan for saving enough money for me to be off that long. And I plan to do the retrieval before going back to work. So hopefully it'll give me an opportunity to do that. But yeah. So that's pretty much it. This has been 22 minutes. I'm just rambling on, and I'm starting to stick to this plastic. So I'm going to put this pillow back over there. But that's pretty much what's been going on this week. Just some exciting things, just connecting with other women who have used my donor. It's nice to already have like a donor family already, and to be connecting with these women and look at, get a chance to look at their beautiful babies kind of grow up and stuff, knowing that they're baby G's siblings, so that's cool and that's fun. I think there are 8 of us in the group, and I think 2 of the women in the group are actually wife and wife. So there's a mix of sort of single mom by choice, same-sex couple, and I think just partner relationships needing to use donor sperm. So there's a good mix, and the families there were kind of spread out everywhere. I know the one woman I've been in contact with the boy-girl twins, she's in like Vegas, Nevada, somewhere between California and Nevada. I'm all the way here in Florida. So hopefully I'll get to make some rounds, with these women, and maybe we can coordinate some sort of like group trip, or maybe every year, maybe kind of visit the region in which we all live to kind of make it fair for everybody. Sometimes people won't have to travel. Sometimes people will have to travel. So I'm totally open for all of that. And I'm totally excited. Can't wait to meet my little man. Pardon me. And get this whole motherhood journey going. So that's kind of where I am. I'm sorry I don't have like a bump to show you guys. I still, even at 17 weeks and 6 days, I still am not sure that I'm feeling movement. I have my moments where I feel like, is that you, baby G? That could be you. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm just going crazy. I think I'm just going crazy. And it seems like I get those feelings a little bit more when I'm like laid out. I'm sitting pretty much like this all day long, and I feel like that's just makes it difficult for him to move around. It's probably cramping his style a little bit as well. So, but baby has ears now, so he's starting to get to know my voice and the sound of my hiccups and my heartbeat and all the other gurgling sounds that go on in my stomach. Hopefully, it's music to his ears. But I talk a lot for work and on the phone for personal. So he will get very used to my voice, especially if I keep recording these videos, right? so so that's that. 25 minutes in. I'm keep trying to keep these short. They just never seem to be short because I feel like I just have so much to say to you guys. But if there are any questions, I get a lot of questions about my symptoms, and I really just don't have any. And one of my BFFs who lives in California, she called, she said, you really don't feel anything? No nausea, no nothing? And I'm like, no. And she's just like, I'm so happy for you. She's got 2 kids. And I'm like, that's what everybody keeps saying. I'm incredibly lucky. But, you know, I don't know. I don't wish feeling sick on anybody, you know, myself included. I just wish that after all this hard work to get pregnant, that I had more of a pregnant feeling. And if that means feeling sick, maybe just a little. I don't know. The only time I ever feel sick or nauseous is when my stomach is empty. And I guess that's baby G telling me, hello, we need to eat. So, and that's always like first thing in the morning if I'm taking too long to eat breakfast. Other than that, I'm fine all day. I can eat whatever I want to eat. All my normal things still taste good to me. You know, no crazy smell sensations or anything like that. The gag reflex thing is still there. You know, that's par for the course. I guess at some point it's going to be really difficult to brush my teeth at some point. I don't know. But, you know, hopefully sometime soon I'll start to feel him. You know, the apps say 18 to 22 weeks for first-time moms. So I'll be 18 weeks tomorrow. And he's definitely big enough, like an 18-weeker. So I don't know. Some of you have told me on Instagram you didn't start to feel anything until about 20 or 22 weeks. The MFM said, well, definitely by 22 weeks, you'll be able to determine that that's baby moving. So he's starting to grow really fast. His bones are calcifying. So I'm trying to make sure I get enough calcium in so he doesn't take it from my bones, because Lord knows I don't need to take any falls or any bone breaks, okay? Lord knows I don't need to. So I'm trying to do that. I know I mentioned, like, I hate grocery shopping, and I mentioned on Instagram that I was just so pooped from grocery shopping that I had to sit in the car when I got home. And a lot of people made suggestions about, you know, having groceries delivered. So I did sign up for Shipt, SHIPT. I did sign up for their Mother's Day promotion, and I got my first delivery today, and it was actually really great. And I actually spent less at the supermarket because I wasn't roaming around the market. So that all worked out fine. Anyway, I'm heading to 30 minutes. I didn't want to head to 30 minutes, so I'm just going to say sticky baby dust to all those CTC. Don't forget to let me know if I haven't allowed you in on Instagram, okay? All right, bye.